Hey y'all, I see y'all rolling in. I need to share the stream out to my Patreon real quick. If you guys have not signed up to the Patreon, you guys need to head over there. It is in the description box below. The link is below to get into the Patreon. You need to be over there in the Patreon, okay? So I'm just sharing this out to my patrons, letting them know that a bitch is loud, live, and in color. What's going on, chat? Hey, John Fredericks. What's going on, VB? Hello, everyone. Let me just get this post out the way, and I will join you guys very shortly. Link. Yes, God. Paste. Okay. Now, a bitch ain't paid his Wi-Fi bill for this month, so this motherfucker may go ziggity zap any minute now. And I'm thinking about not paying it because Spectrum been on a bullshit the whole month, the whole 40 days. This Wi-Fi has took me through 40 days and 40 nights of bullshit. It operates when it want to. It does what it want to. Sometimes it's offline for like 6-7 hours straight. I be having to pull the goddamn modem out and taking the goddamn pull aparts and fucking AutoZone and put a whole new damn transmission in this motherfucker to get her back up and running. And these hoes got the nerve to charge me $85 whole dollars a month for Wi-Fi alone. For Wi-Fi alone, bitch. We need to get the marching and the fucking protesting about my goddamn Wi-Fi because she on her racist shit. I'm live. Come on over. So if this motherfucker cuts off, I'll just come back to y'all in a video. In a pre-recorded video, girl. Cause I'm live. Bring your ass on over. Bring your ass on over. I'm coming, child. Bring your ass on over. I'm live. Hold on, because we got some shit to get into, girl. And I honestly, I don't even know how the fuck this live gonna go because I told myself I was gonna be in a cute mood today. I just got done with a photo shoot. I've been taking a lot of fucking publicity stills because I'm trying to get a lot of shit done in terms of my channel, in terms of my platform, in terms of branding. And it's been hard to stay focused because you got all this shit going on in the world, girl. All this shit going on in the world. And it's really jacking up my swag. But see, the Lord works in mysterious ways, so I'm not mad. I mean, at some fucking point in time, the rubber had to meet the road. And all these issues that we've been not healing, not reconciling, not dealing with, all that shit is splattering up and surfacing to the top. So what better time than now, okay, to get shit pop locking and dropping. So I'd rather us just go ahead and let shit hit the fan, let all hell break loose. Let us have every fight we need to have. Let us burn down every goddamn street corner, every goddamn fire station, every goddamn building that need to be burnt down, girl. Let us reform, transform, replant, uproot, and regrow everything that need to be done so that, bitch, I can live in peace, bitch, finally and forever. So I'm just gonna let 2020 have all the hell it need to have, and this shit probably gonna bleed over to 2021 as well. Okay, so I'm here for all the hell and the shenanigans. Hey Natalie, hey everybody, hey mods, hey Sun, hey Sunshine ZTV. Y'all go over to my baby mama channel, Sunshine ZTV, honey. Give her channel some love. What's going on, Chupacabra doll? Hey baby. What's going on, lovely Shonda? Okay, can you guys hear me and shit before I get started? I'm buckety ass naked underneath this polo robe, child. I'm not putting on no clothes. I'm just gonna do me today, okay? Now, I want to have this trans conversation. What's going on, Brown Park Productions? I want to have this conversation about transgenderism and just the LGBT community and heterosexuality and privilege and all this shit, okay? I was watching, somebody had posted T.S. Madison's, shout out to baby mama T.S. Madison as well. I'm loving everything that this bitch is doing with her channel, her diving into some conversations of substance and really re-advocating for her community, because at one point in time, T.S. Madison tried to be that girl for the girls, but a lot of bitches gave her a lot of slack because of her background in the adult industry and in porn, and so that discouraged the Madison, honey. And then Madison just went on and went on about her business and left that advocacy work to another more cookie cutter respectability politic as individual, okay? But because of recent events, like, Madison has kind of had a forced hand, and I'm glad that she's kind of, you know, taking the bull by its rings, and you know, she's leading those conversations and bringing people on to her platform who actually know more than she does, who has various perspectives and educations in different areas of life, and that is a very beautiful thing. And I hope that that inspires a lot of other content creators, especially those who have really large platforms and have a lot of visibility, that if you don't know what to say, if the issue of sexuality, if the issue of colorism, if the issue of racism is something that you're not as well versed in as you may be in, and shading and reading and gossiping, it is totally okay to bring someone who is more informed onto the platform and let them give it to the kids, because that's how we grow our community and inform our community, by infecting it with knowledge. And if we can't be the bearers of knowledge, bring another bitch on who can do that work. So once again, I appreciate Madison's fucking humility. I think it's a beautiful thing. A lot of content creators, especially those who are larger content creators, are very stingy with the cootie cat, are very selfish with the platforms. They want to be the only voice, they want to be the only motherfucker, they want to be the only mouthpiece in the fucking room, and they don't want to, you know, half equally educated or even someone even more enlightened and intelligent and anointed on the platform. So I really top my hat off to Madison. I fucking love it, okay? Mika, you didn't miss anything, fam, but well, maybe you missed the conversation that T.S. Madison had with Flame Monroe, and it's like a 4-minute clip. I think I'll put it in the description box of the video. And Flame, those of you who don't know Flame Monroe is a comedian. She's also been on the Queen's Court. She also did an interview with the Breakfast Club that went really viral. She said a lot of things that heterosexual people enjoyed. Of course they fucking enjoyed it. And Flame Monroe is a different type of a he, she, we. Thank you, One Fly Lady. You found me through Maddie. I fucking love Maddie. Maddie is the queen. That's baby mama. Flame Monroe is a she, he, we is from a different generation of queers. And Flame Monroe has a very egoless perspective and attitude about the way she navigates the world, which I love and I totally get it. My only issue with Flame Monroe is I feel like, and I like Flame Monroe, okay? So if I gotta give you your ass a little bit in this live, Flame, just charge it to the game, girl. More so, charge it to your head, because this piece is definitely for you. You speak a lot as an individual, okay? Unfortunately, our individual realities and navigations only work in a vacuum, meaning our own personal reality, okay? That on a collective scale, things are much different for the larger body, and not these exceptions within like the nuance of living, right? Because you always going to find exceptions to every rule, to every reality, okay? There's lots of queer people who have experienced homophobia. There are lots of trans women and trans men who have experienced transphobia. And there are lots of queer people, lots of trans people who have not experienced transphobia or homophobia, and not in the same degrees as other people have, okay? Now, just like we're breaking down racism and we understand the systemic oppression of blacks in this country, okay? That we have socioeconomic oppression, okay? There's political oppression, okay? There's overt discrimination. There's covert discrimination, okay? Not being hired for jobs, not being able to get a bank loan, not being able to live in a certain community, even as it relates to our relationship to our law and our judicial system, how many black and brown and queer people's cases, whether it's rape, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's hate crimes, that a lot of those instances, they lie right on the police precinct floor. They're not followed up on. They're not investigated, okay? And this is what made the whole Jussie Smollett case so very interesting, because it was a template for how lots of queer people wish that the law responded to the things that happen to us when we're raped, when we're beat, when we're assaulted, okay? How the DA and the feds just pulled out all stops. We know it was because of Jussie's celebrity that superpowered, okay, the police task force interests in his case. But because the law is here to protect and serve every motherfucker, whether you at the top at the pyramid or whether you the janitor at the bottom sweeping the base of that motherfucker, the law is supposed to work equally to every American, because we're all fucking taxpayers in this fucking country, okay? As it relates to hate, as it relates to the breaking of a law, as it relates to assault and crime and violence, nuance should not fucking exist. But you know what? That would be in an idealistic world, right? And America is far from fucking idealistic. Have the right ideas, but we're fucking terrible in executing them. Now, what kind of really pissed me off about Flame, and this is something that kind of pisses me off about with queer people and hetero people, as it relates to the issues of gay pride, as it relates to the visibility of queer people, as it relates to TS is my girl, period, and Flame I like for his broad range of conversation and knowledge. And is hold on, girl. Let me make sure. Let me make sure something real quick. Let me make sure something real quick, like, let me make sure. Bitch, I'm so fucking pixelated, it's ridiculous. My video feed is fuzzy, you may already know. Yes, it is fuzzy. That's what the fuck I just looked at. I'm so fucking annoyed. That's why I'm saying I'm done with my cable company. I'm not paying my fucking bill. Not going to do it. It's ridiculous. What I hate a lot of times about the conversations around the visibility with queer people is that a lot of us bite the fucking bullet. Like, thank you, Biz Network. Thank you, Tiffany. Is that bitches love to say that we are making our queer orientation or our gender identity a badge of honor, that we're wearing it as the thing that makes us who we are, and then that equates to us apparently slinging it in the faces of the world and wanting people to accept us and looking for hetero people to love us and to embrace us, okay? Flame Monroe, okay? Flame Young, listen up, girl. The pride that queer people take in themselves, okay? Gay pride, gay dignity, queer dignity, trans pride, etc. This is a backlashed movement off of the heels of the hetero society that does not want to see us beyond either our orientation or our gender expression, okay? When a trans woman submits an application to work at the call center of AT&T, and then she comes in as a trans woman, but ready to be a customer service rep, and you get to see as a hiring manager that she's trans and you get to forfeit her application, that's why there has to be gay pride and trans pride, okay? When a gay guy walks into a barber shop ready to get his hair cut and to be a client and has to be harassed and teased and because everybody else feels he's queer or gay, okay? This is why gay pride has to fucking exist, okay? When we are ready to be all that we are, because we as queer people are fucking clear. Super fucking clear. Super, super, super clear that we are more than our orientations, that we are more than our gender expression, that we are great sons and daughters, that we are community leaders and activists, okay? That we are great role models and staples in our families, that we're makeup artists, we're musicians, we're educators, we're teachers. But the outward world, the surrounding heterosexual world, the world around in the perimeter, in the peripheral of queer people, doesn't want to recognize queer people for anything other than being fucking queer. That's not on queer people. That's on heterosexual people. Are you guys still with me? Because YouTube is saying that I'm buffering, that I'm lapsing, that I'm stopping, that I'm not here, that I'm there. Before I continue on, can you guys see me? Are we still fully loaded on this bitch? Okay, yeah, y'all can. So, Flame Monroe, stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Because, ironically, the thing that catapulted you into the mainstream world was your segment on Comic View, where you roasted Old Girl. Okay? And when you roasted Old Girl and called her Wesley Snipes, and she came out and said that she would set a flame to your Chinese roller dice dressed ass, and then had to make mention before she really dug off into your cootie cat that now she loves everybody. She don't fuck with nobody. She loves everybody. She accepts everybody. I thought it was interesting that she had to make mention that you were different, that you were other. She couldn't just simply take to that microphone and roast your ass in the good spirit of roasting under the comic. She first had that you were a person from the other folder, which is why she had to say, I love and accept everyone. Do you catch the nuance in that? Did you catch the subtle hetero privilege / slight trans homophobia in that? Because she thought she was doing you a fucking favor by accepting you. She thought she was doing you a favor because she loves all people. She had to wear that as a badge of fucking honor. Okay? And I'm here to tell heterosexual people that you don't get a fucking cookie for being a good person. Cheryl Underwood. You don't get a fucking cookie, bitch, because you decided that you wanted to accept everybody and respect everybody. Okay? And a lot of y'all wear y'all Christianity very legalistically. Y'all wear y'all virtues and y'all principles and y'all ethics and y'all morals very, 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 very legalistically, thinking that queer people owe y'all something because y'all are trying to fix the world that y'all fucked up. Homosexuals didn't create homophobia. Trans women and trans men did not create transphobia. Okay? And the only reason why gay people have now had to fucking turtle back and now make being gay and being queer and being fucking trans something to be proud of It's because we have not been able to operate in the world as anything else without first and foremost being judged for who the fuck we show up as, or who the fuck we show up next to, or what the fuck we look like. So I don't want to hear this shit anymore about gay people slinging their fucking sexuality and their transgenderism around and all this bullshit, because gay people, queer people, trans people wouldn't even have to be doing this if you could see queer people as more than just queer people, okay? Because contrary to popular belief, most queer people would love to just be able to go out in the world and be recognized for the merit of their fucking character and contribution to the world, okay? Do you know how exhausting it is for queer people to try to be anything other than their orientation or their transgenderism, but have to be stopped at every fucking door because our orientation or our gender identity becomes the conversation piece for you? As the hiring manager, for you? As the gang of bum niggas at the end of the street corner, for you? As the religious nutbag, for you? As the one who occupies the pulpit? Bitch, being gay, being bisexual, lesbian, and trans means more to straight people than it does to queer people. We don't give a fuck. We're trying to collect our coin. We're trying to get on about our lives. We're trying to be fucking happy and have a peace of mind like everyone the fuck else, okay? It's you all who can't get past the shit. So I don't want to hear another queer motherfucker put the burden of clearing up homophobia and transphobia on queer people. Queer people did not create the phobia. Queer people don't have no responsibility in unclearing that shit, okay? And there is a lot to be said about what queer people do to queer people, just like there's a lot to be said about what us as black people do to each other, okay? But most of what we do to each other, whether we're talking about the black issue or the gay issue, is all due to the segregation and the self-hate that black and brown people, that black people, because every brown motherfucker in this country ain't black and didn't participate in chattel slavery, were not the results and forced into chattel slavery. Okay, a lot of why niggas kill niggas is because niggas see niggas as niggas like crackers see niggas as niggas. Because we learned from the cracker how to look at each other as niggas and be niggas. The same thing with the queer community, okay? When you force a people into oppression, you force them to not like and love themselves because Jesus don't like you and love you, God don't like you and love you, you're abnormal, you a pervert, you a pedophile, you're bestiality, you're nasty, this is ungodly. When you're being raised up under all that shit your whole fucking life and those narratives never fucking change, how the fuck you think queer people are going to treat queer people? How do you think trans people are going to treat trans people? Let me tell you, most queer people don't love themselves. Not because they can't, but because they've never been in a space that has reinforced that self-love, the totality of that self-worth. Queer people, the suicide for black queer individuals and queer people in general have quadrupled. Fucking-drupled over the past 5 years, okay? Because queer people don't live in a society and in a space that reaffirms them. And queer people didn't create that fence and that division. So for all of you, so for anybody who don't get it, this is an opportunity for you to ask your questions. This is the opportunity for you to talk directly to a queer person, because I've also talked to my good buddy and mentor Larry Reed about opening up the platform people, because as it relates to my heterosexual friends and as it relates to heterosexuals period, Y'all got to stop talking about queer people and start talking to queer people, okay? You all don't know more about who we are and why we are than we do. So stop front running the conversations. Stop dominating the narratives of queer and trans people. And have enough decency and humanity to let the phenomenon speak for the phenomenon itself. Because y'all the ones who need the education, not us. Okay? If you want to help queer people and you want to help your fellow LGBT brothers and sisters, pull out a seat for their ass. Stop talking for them and pull out a fucking seat. The same thing has to go for white America. We don't need you to talk for us, bitch. Just pull out a seat. Okay? We're very clear on how we feel, what we need, and what we need to say. We don't need you as a microphone. What we need you to do is be filled with the unity and pull out a table for everybody who does not have a seat yet at that table. And let those people tell you what their experience is, what their truth is, and what they fucking need. So, Flame Monroe, I love your attitude, girl. Because at the top of the top of consciousness, anybody who can achieve I don't give a fuck what you think about me, cut the check, you've done the work. You've done the work. To get there requires a lot of introspective work. To get to the point where it doesn't matter what people say. But what we want Flame Monroe to understand is that this is not about having the type of self-esteem that allows you to be okay in the midst of people who are only talking about you. Because just like there is systemic oppression of black people, that same systemic oppression exists for queer people. So we have people weaponizing their privilege and not only using their mouth to degrade us, but people who are killing, hunting, and murdering us. Okay? Plenty of queer people can tell you, especially black queer people can tell you, just as many times in their life where they have been unafforded an opportunity that their straight hetero counterpart has been afforded and they have not. From jobs to spaces. I can't tell you how many queer people strategize where they go, who they around, girl. We need to know who's at the party, what side of town the party is on, especially for queer people who are not so hetero presenting, okay? That would be for the trans girls, for the butch queens, for the femmes of the community. Because depending on what side of town you put your ass up on, dressed in all your fabulosity, presenting in all your fucking glory, you may trigger off for dumb niggas, homophobia, and you might not leave that gathering alive. You might not leave that club alive. Okay? Ex Saucy Santana, what happened to his ass? Okay? When he thought he had hetero privilege and set it off in club shoot 'em up. This is the type of drama and reality that queer people live in, okay? We're not talking about, most queer people don't give a fuck about what a bitch is saying. But bitches are turning what they're saying into actions, okay? And are hurting and killing and disenfranchising queer people. Which is why I don't mind the looting and I don't mind the tearing down of America, bitch. If we have to sink the ship, sink the fucking ship. It's our ship to begin with. America's agriculture, America's culture, musically, artistically, the soul and the blood of America is off of the backs of blacks and queer. So if we need to sink the ship because somebody else has